Hello, hello. Um, Welcome. So this is a pick a card reading. I have selected 3 cards. These are the 3 cards that came out today. So you've got 3 piles to choose from. The first pile is represented by Smoky Quartz. It says, I am clear, grounded, and determined to manifest my dreams. It signifies the number 2 and the number 8. It says it removes negativity, it's grounding, transformation, detoxifying the root and sacral chakras and zodiac signs of Scorpio and Capricorn. So if you have a Scorpio or Capricorn in your top 4 placements on your birth chart, this could be your reading. So next up is Citrine. Pile number 2 represents number 6. It says, I fully embrace my confidence and sense of self-worth. It is represented by abundance, emotional balance, confidence, strength, and it's a chakra cleanser. It represents the sacral and solar plexus chakras and the zodiac signs of Gemini, Aries, Libra, Leo, and it says Gemini twice on this card, but so if you have any of those, Gemini, Aries, Libra, or Leo in your top 4 placements in your birth chart, so that would be your sun, your rising, your moon sign, and Venus, and you can also do Mars too. Pile 3 is Lepidolite. It is the number 8. It says, I am emotionally balanced and filled with inner peace. It represents balance, awareness, transition, the heart chakra, and the throat and third eye and crown chakra, and the zodiac sign of Libra. So if you have Libra in your top 4 or 5 birth chart placements, this could be your reading. So go ahead and take a moment to choose your pile and check the timestamps to continue your reading. Hello, group 1. I have just shuffled these decks to your energy. Let's see what comes out. Okay, this is, what does your higher self want you to know right now? Okay, what does group 1's higher self want them to know right now, or need for them to know right now? So in this case, this is not a want, this is a need. Like, this is, you need to know this. Okay, you've got decadence, 5 of Cups, regret, and the Fool card, exploration. Bottom of the deck is 4 of Pentacles, which is greed. Okay, let me make some room here. All right, so this is the Devil card. I'm seeing somebody in this situation, and this could, you yourself may have been dealing with greed. It happens, you know, sometimes we get really focused on the material. We get really focused on material wealth. We get really focused on stability. We want to avoid poverty at all costs, is what Spirit is saying. Someone here wanted to avoid poverty at all costs. And so as a result, you have regrets. There's some regrets. You've lost some friendships. You've lost some people in your life. You do still have one person standing by you at this time. And you're willing to make a fresh start. You're willing to begin anew, is what I'm getting, is, you know, they want to say begin anew. Okay. But yes, there was, and this could have to do with an ancestor, just with the toad being here, this could have to do with an ancestral curse or karma, which that does not have to rule you. It has no power over you. You will not succumb. I'm getting the word succumb. Something definitely wants you to succumb to this greed, but you don't have to. You do not have to succumb to this greed. Okay. All right, group number 1's higher self. Please clarify the decadence and abruption. Please clarify. We have the strength in the reverse. So you were in a moment of weakness. You allowed for the devil to get to you. Again, it happens. It's part of the human experience. And what you do now, it's all about what you do now and how you handle this going forward. So whether or not you're going to continue to allow this greed to consume you and to take over your life, and you're going to allow this ancestral curse or karma to continue to perpetuate in your life, or are you going to regain your strength? Okay, we have here 5 of Cups. Please clarify the 5 of Cups for group number 1. What is okay? 9 of Pentacles. All right. Yeah, again, this had to do with your financial stability, your financial independence. Somebody really, really struggled with their finances in their life. And they have a lot of regret about their choices and also what they've done in order to maintain their financial independence and their financial stability. Because again, they've lost people in the process. They've lost people that they really care about. They've lost, in some cases, you've lost a mother. In some cases, your mother's the only one who is standing by you. Or a partner, or a romantic partner could also be somebody who is standing by you in this time. Even though you've made some poor choices. I'm seeing a scenario where somebody may have done something at work, like stolen from work, or, you know, those types of things. So, all right. But what you need to focus on, because I'm also seeing, I got the impression that this was like past, present, future when these cards came out. And so presently, what you need to focus on is your financial independence and your financial stability. But really, you don't want to have regrets. You don't want to continue to do things in a way where you're going to have regrets in your life, right? You want to do things. It would be like going legit for people. You know, people, if you're doing things that are unethical, or you're involved with dark energies and dark groups, dark forces, it's like going legit. It would be legitimizing yourself, doing things the right way, doing things the proper way, going through the proper channels, obtaining, and for some of you, I'm seeing something about obtaining property using the proper measures. Because like I'm seeing a scenario where this is a karmic situation, or like an ancestral situation where there was a piece of property that may have been acquired illegally in some way. And so, and you and your family, it's like not so much you had to deal with this situation because you were young. I mean, it did affect you because it left you with that sense of like, oh no, are we okay? Are we going to be kicked out? Are we going to be homeless? But you saw a male figure, I'm getting like a grandparent, go through a situation where the people reclaimed their property, or there was like legal repercussions for how they acquired the property where you guys were staying and living on. So I'm seeing something like that happening. And so now it's like when you do those types of things, it would be following the proper channels, doing things the right way, going through a broker, even if you have to pay a fee, because sometimes that's one of the ways that people can get scammed, is when they don't use brokers or agents, or they just do things like cash transactions, or rent to own is a big scam. I knew of some people that owned a condo, and they were friends of my neighbors in her condo, and these people, they would rent to own. They had all these tenants coming through there, and they would do like these rent to own deals, and these people would be required to put a huge down payment, and then they just couldn't pay the rent, or they couldn't, make the payments, and their terms were so strict that they would get booted out, and they would have gained several $1,000s in a down payment that these people couldn't, they couldn't maintain the rent to own agreement. And so it was a scam. They had a scam going. And so that's, again, one of those things and ways that people can get scammed, is by trying to save money and not going through brokers. So anyway, that's relevant for somebody. You got to go through the proper channels. You got to do things the right way. Okay. The Fool. Exploration. Please clarify the Fool for number 1, for group number 1, please. Ace of Swords. This is truth. This is new ideas. This is inspiration. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon card. Okay. So the Moon represents, to me, it represents secrets being revealed, because when the moon is out, you can't hide in the dark, right? Because the moon is out. It is shining a light at night. And so as I'm recording this reading, there's going to be a new moon tomorrow night. And so by the time the full moon comes around, for whenever you're watching this reading, you could receive this truth and this awareness, and this, where you are ready to take a leap of faith based on some information that you get, based on a truth that you finally know and understand. During this full moon, you're going to be willing to take that leap of faith and to really explore your life, and ways to achieve this, legitimate financial stability. So that's what I'm getting here. Work with Smoky Quartz during this time. It helps remove negativity. It helps ground you. It helps transform. It's very transformational. Helps transform your thoughts. Helps to detoxify. So this is very much in the root chakra here, which is the 9, and see with the red here, red 9 of Pentacles. This is financial stability, financial independence, and your sacral chakra. That's your creative center. So you can use your creativity to make money and to be successful and to be financially stable and independent. And I just noticed all the red here in this card, the red and the orange, which is the root and the sacral chakra as well. And there's the red and the orange here, root and sacral chakra. And so, yeah, it has to do with your creativity. So it's almost like using your creativity in the past in a bad way, like being able to think of schemes and ideas and things that are negative, or only self-serving. They only serve yourself, and they have the potential to harm others. So that's what I'm seeing here. However, obviously right now you're in a place of regret, and you did this out of weakness of will, partially, for someone here. That Spirit wants to say that weakness of will. And that could have to do with addiction, obviously, with the Devil card and the Strength in the reverse card. This could have a lot to do with addiction, addictive tendencies, addictive personalities, or just being addicted to substances or certain activities. Some people could be addicted to shopping and, you know, getting themselves into financial trouble because of shopping and having, you know, feeling like you have to do things that are almost illegal or unethical in order to get yourself out, in order to maintain your financial independence and stability. It's like desperation almost. So, okay. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Please pick another pile if this doesn't resonate with you, or book a private reading with me. Link in the description box below. Thank you. Take care. Bye. Hello, hello, group number 2. So you were in the Citrine group. I fully embrace my confidence and sense of self-worth, excuse me. Gemini, Aries, Libra, Leo. Let's see. I've got the cards shuffled to your energy. Group number 2, what is it that their higher selves want them to know right now? Group number 1 was sort of like a past, present, future situation. That was really easy to read. If you could help me with that, that would be great. So we have past, present. One more card, please. For group 2, the future. What do their higher selves need them to know right now? Oh, okay. So, these two, excuse me. And at the bottom of the deck, the Strength card. Okay. All right, so first we have the Emperor, Sovereignty, 9 of Wands, Stamina, and Queen of Cups, Intuition, 8 of Wands, Message. All right. So for members of group number 2, in the past you were dealing with a situation. I'm getting the sense of it's almost like newfound freedom, but it may have been short-lived. You were dealing with a situation where you had been, somebody else was the authority over you for a long time, and then you finally got into a place where you were sovereign, you were the authority figure. So for some of you this is a job, for others of you this is a relationship. So I'm seeing a couple of situations where, in one situation, and this could overlap, where your job and your personal life kind of overlapped, and so where you had, if it's your work situation, it's like you were a subordinate for a very long time. You received a promotion, and you had all of this newfound sense of freedom and authority, but then all of a sudden a new level of authority came into your life. So you had your higher ups that you had to answer to, or if it, and then in a personal romantic relationship, it was being with somebody who was very authoritative, very dominant, very masculine in their energy, depending whether or not they were male or female. They were very dominant, masculine, and sort of almost like egoic in their energy, but then moving into a space where you were your own sovereign person, where you were independent and you had sovereignty over your life. But then, and this may, and as far as the relationship goes, you may still be in that stage and you don't want to be dominated or controlled again. You want to maintain your sovereignty. In the past, where, you know, once you got there, you did not want to let go. You don't want to let go of that. Or for some of you, you did get into a situation again where somebody tried to control you, where somebody tried to dominate you, and try to make you answer to them. Presently, 9 of Wands, you have Stamina. So there's a lot of faith here that you've been dealing with. You've been running on faith and fumes is what Spirit is saying. You've been running on faith and fumes, and and by fumes they mean like frustration and like, you know, when you're fuming mad. So it's like, you're like, the only thing that's kept you going has been your faith in the divine and something higher and greater than yourself. And also being able, for some of you, it's being able to transmute your anger and channel that anger into something constructive and productive. But it's been very difficult. It's been very difficult. You've had to have a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance in order to be able to keep going, in order to maintain your authority, your sovereignty, your independence. And then for the future, we have Queen of Cups and intuition with the Eight of Wands. To me, this is a spiritual message. This represents a spiritual message incoming. And with the Strength card, this entire reading is all about fortitude, your strength, your stamina, your endurance. It also has to do with being able to tame the beast within, and that happens to go in alignment with what I was talking about, channeling or redirecting your negative energies into constructive energies. And so turning that anger into energy, using that energy to get up and go and do something. And do what you need to do in order to keep going, basically. Okay. All right, Mother Goddess, Father God, through the Holy Spirit, in conjunction with group number 2's higher self and their most benevolent divine spirit teams, please assist me with clarifying the Emperor. Please clarify the past with the Emperor. Okay. 5 of Cups, disappointment. Pile number 1 may be relevant to you. You may want to watch it because we got the 5 of Cups and the Strength in the reverse in that reading. So you could, if it is your reading as well, you have overcome weakness. But the 5 of Cups here, in the past, this is disappointment. This has to do with just not being happy with the way things were going, and you wanted to take back control of your life and reclaim your joy, reclaim your happiness. Okay, presently, what is group 2's higher self want them to know about this present situation? Okay, so the present is going to affect the future very much, and also has a lot to do with their strength and their fortitude. We have the Sun card and the Temperance card. So this is really good, actually. You have the power and the control to maintain, this is what the Spirit is telling me. You have the power and the control to maintain your joy and your happiness. And it's all about what you do with your life, how you spend your days, your mood, your mentality is what I'm saying. Affirmations, they're showing me that it would benefit you in order to maintain your positive energy and positive attitude to use affirmations or to listen to YouTube videos that have lots of affirmations in them. Finding inspirational quotes or positive affirmations and putting them around your house is another thing that they're showing me. And you got the Temperance card, which is emotional balance and emotional stability. Being in touch with your emotions. For someone here, they're saying something about creating wealth using this energy. You're going to be able to create wealth using this energy, using the stamina, and being able to transmute your fumes into joy, that you're going to be able to create wealth by doing so. Okay, please clarify the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Wands for the future for group 2, please. Ooh. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, group 1 may definitely be relevant to you. And the bottom of the deck, we have Two of Pentacles. So this has to do with maintaining balance, maintaining flexibility. It has also to do with prioritizing how you spend your money, what's important to you, prioritizing your lifestyle preferences. Because that's really what it boils down to, is the way we live our lives all has to do with our lifestyle preferences. Like for me, they're showing me like something I've been spending money on is mushroom coffee. That's a lifestyle choice because it's not cheap, you know. A bag of that stuff is like 35 bucks, or, you know, I think there are some that cost less than that, but you know, they can be pretty pricey. But it's one of those things, you know, it's a lifestyle choice. Again, people that go to Starbucks every day, you know, that's a lifestyle choice. And prioritizing how you want to live your life, sometimes it's not worth it if you have to sacrifice in other areas, and certain lifestyle choices are negatively affecting other areas of your life. It may not be worth it to continue that particular choice, you know, to continue integrating that thing into your lifestyle. So you can look at this not from a poverty mindset, but from an abundance mindset by thinking of things that way. Like it's a lifestyle choice. And so that's definitely prioritizing your goals. And then here we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this has to do with your financial independence, your financial stability. It is definitely the sacral chakra, but also the root chakra, with the red and the orange and the yellow. And there's also some green here. So this is integrating, making lifestyle choices based on your, number one, your financial stability, what's going to bring you stability. And so you're not totally just out there, you know, homeless or just living really difficult life. What sparks your creativity, what feels good as far as your solar plexus chakra. Like you don't want to feel like you've just been punched in the gut. Like you want to feel excited. You want to have happy butterflies, not the fire breathing dragon. Like Holly speaks to spirit. She uses that reference. You know, the feeling in your stomach, is it a fire breathing dragon, or is it, you know, excited, happy butterflies? Like, you know, and then also there's some green in here, which is the heart chakra. It's something that you love doing. So balancing all those things that you absolutely love, but also maintaining your stability, sparking your creativity. Okay, so this here, I just want to touch on this a bit. So you're really in the future going to be tapping into your intuition more. You're going to be receiving a lot more messages. This is spiritual messages, but this is also messages about your finances and things that are bringing you, as they mentioned here, you being able to channel this energy and use it to make money. You can also use this for creativity, and it's also reaching out to people, not just you receiving messages, but you reaching out to other people as well to share your creative gifts, to share what makes you happy, to be able to accomplish this goal that they said that you can achieve by channeling these energies to be able to make money. So that's, you know, and in order to be able to do that effectively, you're going to have to be able to communicate. You're going to have to be able to convey messages to other people. You're going to have to be able to text, email, call people on the phone, negotiate. Some of you are going to have to be able to negotiate, read contracts. I am seeing for someone here regarding the job situation. Okay, so they're bringing it back. Okay, so regarding the negotiating for work. So someone is going to really have to harness and channel their skills of negotiating their pay and being financially independent. Like, what's going to enable you to pay all your bills? You got to be reasonable, because I've been in that position. It's been years, but where I had to tell an employer, I need to get paid this much. And for me at the time, I felt unworthy. I'd never made that much before. I'd never asked to be paid that much before. But at the time, I was the only one working. I had a baby, and her dad was staying at home and taking care of her. And so I had to be able to pay all of the bills. And so it was actually really difficult for me to say, I need X number of dollars per hour in order to cover my bills. And at the time, as I mentioned, I didn't feel worthy. I felt like it was a whole lot of money. It really was not. It was not a lot of money. And so you could be struggling with that, those same feelings of worthiness, but you have to be able to support yourself. You have to, the cost of living has gone up exponentially. They're mentioning a warehouse. So for someone, a warehouse, okay, possibly negotiating prices or rent space on a warehouse. So it's going to, the Eight of Wands for you in maintaining your sovereignty and your financial independence is going to represent a lot of different types of communication and negotiation. But the highlight here is following your intuition. And so a lot of this is going to be intuitively led. You're going to, once you learn how to discern between the fire-breathing dragon, the sinking feeling of just like dread or lack of movement or lack of excitement and stagnancy, and the excited, creatively inspired butterfly feeling. So learning to discern between those three feelings in your gut, in your stomach, and to be able to follow the one, you want to follow the one that brings you joy and happiness and sparks your creativity, the one that has the most positive energy, because that's the one they're showing me is going to bring the most financial independence and financial stability. And it's like a wish granted. Usually the Nine of Cups is a wish granted, but for you, this would very much be a wish granted. We have the 9 and the 2 here, which is 11 in numerology. And that's manifesting. It's like making a wish, making a wish, and it being granted. So it's very magical. 9 is a magical number. So there's definitely, like, I'm just getting, there is a lot of magic involved in this process for you. Citrine. So work with citrine during this time. It is a card. It is a crystal of abundance. If you don't have the crystal, you can take a screenshot of the card and just visualize it. Use it to visualize citrine and channel the energies of citrine. If you need a little extra something. So, but you can wear citrine jewelry. You could just have a raw citrine crystal, keep in your pocket or something like that. Anyhow, I hope you found this reading helpful. If not, go ahead and feel free to check the other piles or check one of the other readings on my channel, or you can book a private reading with me using the link in the description box. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye. Hello, group number 3. Thank you so much for watching. All right, so you got the Lepidolite. This is for the zodiac sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, rising, Venus, even Mars, you know, I like to sometimes watch based on my Mars sign, so it's up to you. It says balance, awareness, transition, and the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, what does group number 3's higher self want them to know right now or need them to know right now? 3 cards, please. Past, present, future. Okay, the past. We have a King of Pentacles here. Loyalty. Group number 3. Group number 3. What is going on? Group number 3. What do their higher selves need them to know? Ooh, that's a lot. I didn't want to take all of these. I'm going to put those back. What does group number 3 need to know right now? Okay, that's better. We've got the Magician and the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. And the Page of Cups, and the bottom of the deck is 5 of Swords, defeat. Okay. Let's see. I'll take a sip of water here. Okay. So for group number 3, in the past, you were dealing with this King of Pentacles. And it has to do with loyalty. So for you, what I'm seeing here, it's not necessarily that you were the King of Pentacles, but you were very close to somebody who was a King of Pentacles, or they portrayed themselves to be a King of Pentacles, or you were hoping they were a King of Pentacles. But this is you having the expectation that this person is going to be loyal to you, is how I'm seeing it. So you were expecting this King of Pentacles to be loyal to you because you yourself, you have a lot of earth energy in your chart, and you are a very loyal person yourself. And so you were expecting loyalty out of somebody in the past. With the 5 of Swords, this entire reading is based on some sort of a defeat, feeling defeated in some kind of way, feeling like things have not worked out in your favor. This is also a sense, I'm getting the sense of, you know, how did my life end up this way? How did I end up here? You know, that type of thing. Just based on the artwork, because it's Alice in Wonderland, and she's like painting the roses red because the queen told her so, and she's like, this is stupid, why am I doing this? You know, how did I get here? How did I get in this place? How did I get mixed up with these people? You know, it's this energy I'm getting. Okay, presently you are dealing with a new awareness of your own skills and abilities. You're learning about your gifts. For some of you, these are supernatural gifts. And or just intellectual gifts. So for somebody, it's both. For others of you, it's one or the other. But you have skills. You have skills. I'm seeing somebody coding, for example. Somebody has just learned that they can code their butts off, that they are like really good at coding, and they can, you know, code all kinds of cool things. And I'm seeing that. And so you're really learning your skills and abilities, and it comes easily and naturally to you, which is definitely something that is not easy or natural for most people, I would say. So for somebody here, it's coding or doing technical work, websites, web design, app design, designing apps, designing programs. So for some of you, you're working with your own magical, psychic skills, and other people, you have some real technological skills, very advanced. despite your education. So that's what I'm getting. But you are dealing with poverty right now. So you're living also, I'm seeing some of you, someone is living in a situation, in a neighborhood, in a city where it's gotten so bad. The buildings are so run down. It almost looks like post-apocalyptic. And I'm also hearing warfare. So there's like gangs, there's violence, there's drugs, and just a bunch of rundown buildings, trash, and it's like going out into zombie land every day and having to fend for yourself and forage and things like that. It's gotten pretty severe is what I'm seeing. You are being warned. You may want to watch the other readings because this is kind of a theme. It was a theme for group number 1 about using your skills and your abilities for negative. Okay, so there is something here about being desperate because of the poverty level that you're experiencing or that is in your environment. You're almost tempted to use your skills and your abilities, you know, in a negative way to get out of poverty, to get yourself out of this situation that you're in. And in the future here, you have inventiveness, Page of Cups. So pages are usually learning new things. Pages are apprentices. They're the apprentices of the tarot deck. So this is almost like being an intuitive, which is interesting. So for somebody watching here, or maybe several people, if you have technical skills and abilities, it's not just your brain, it's also your intuition. It's your, because creativity is often guided by divine connection, divine spirit, by intuition, divine guidance, divine inspiration. I don't know if I said that already, but so creativity is often divinely led. So even though you may not realize that your technical skills and abilities or other whatever mundane skills you have may be actually divinely guided, these ideas you get may not just come out of your own brain. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody in the spirit realm is giving you these ideas. And so you are going to be channeling and tapping into that creative energy and that inventiveness and learning more about how to do that, learning more how to channel creativity from yourself, from the universe, from the divine, and even other people, because I'm seeing someone studying painters. I'm seeing someone studying painters and learning about painters and their painting techniques. I'm seeing someone learning about craft skills, arts and crafts skills as well, and techniques and tools, learning how to use tools. For someone, it's learning how to use tools, even if it's like AI tools, or other craft tools. Because the way things are now with technology, creativity has taken a whole new turn. And a lot of people, a lot of artists are very much against AI and technology in general. However, the divine has showed me that it can still be used. It can actually be used as a major tool for creative people, for already creative people. And so it's just about learning how to use those tools to channel your creativity and also your divine insights and Inspiration is the word. Okay. All right. So let's clarify. Let's clarify this energy here. Okay. Please clarify this King of Pentacles, this loyalty. Okay. 2 cards came out. 4 of Wands and the High Priestess. So for some of you, you were living with this person. You had built a house together or a home together, and you were married. For many of you, you were married to this person, or you thought you were heading, into marriage because you were living together. And this High Priestess here, this is somebody's intuition. So either it was your intuition or somebody else's intuition gave you a clue and gave you some information about this person's loyalty. And I'm hearing the word demanding loyalty or demanding respect. Somebody demanded respect. I feel it's you, because she just looks like she's demanding respect. Okay. What's going on presently for group number 3? Group number 3. The Sun card. Oh, this came out in the same position as pile number 2. So that's interesting. Maybe relevant to you. But the Sun card here in the present, you got happiness. Focusing on what makes you happy, focusing on what makes you feel alive, what brings you joy is very, 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 really, they're just like going on and on with the varies. It's so important. They cannot impress upon you how important it is to, when you're learning about your inner skills, how important it is to follow your joy and follow what gives you that spark of creativity. So this was definitely a message in group number 2. And that will help you make money. That was the message in group number 2. And I do feel that this is the same. It's the same here, that following your joy, because what makes us feel joyful, we may not realize it, but it gives us energy. It gives us motivation. And when people steal our joy, it's like they're stealing our motivation. They're stealing our energy. And so by focusing on, instead of focusing on other people and trying to make other people happy, if you focus on your own joy and what makes you happy, it is going to enable you to get out of this poverty, get out of, well, it's definitely going to help make this situation better. And it's going to help you to get through it. It'll help you get through it with a positive attitude. It'll help spark your creativity. Please clarify the Page of Cups for group 3, please. Group 3. Group 3. Okay. The Hierophant in the reverse. Page of Cups. 8 of Cups. 9 of Swords. Somebody's leaving a situation. Okay. So I feel that for you, in the past, you were dealing with this King of Pentacles, and loyalty was big. Loyalty was a really big, and it could be also that this person, this King of Pentacles that you were dealing with, they always talked about loyalty and how they, wanted loyal people and how they were so loyal and whatnot. But it's like I'm seeing you as the person who demanded loyalty and respect from this King of Pentacles, from this person who is portraying themselves to be a King of Pentacles, which is somebody who's usually very financially stable, makes very sound business decisions. Usually a King of Pentacles portrays themselves to know a lot about finance and money, and banking and investments and property management and all kinds of things related to assets, and that you built a life and a home with this person based on those things, based on the loyalty that they portrayed themselves to have, and their financial stability that they portrayed themselves to have. And but you got a clue somehow. The High Priestess, this was, I feel that this was somebody, possibly a Pisces, possibly an actual psychic from a psychic tarot card reader, but also from your own intuition. It was also it's like your own intuition had been niggling and telling you and pulling, you know, telling you things and pulling on you. And but you also received confirmation from somebody who was very, very intuitive themselves. Presently, you're dealing with, and it could be because of this defeat, and you realizing, you're like, oh my God, how did I get myself in this situation? I got to get out of here. I'm not happy here. This is not making me happy. This person could have drank too much, or you could be drinking too much because of this connection and this relationship, and or the current situation that you're in, being in poverty. You could feel the need to numb yourself or your feelings with drinking. But you've left a situation, and for you, because the King of Pentacles was here, it could have been a situation that had, and the Four of Wands, which is stability, so that it was portrayed as a financially stable environment that you were in, and you've left, and you're currently in a position where you are experiencing more poverty in your environment. You're not living in, you know, I'm seeing somebody that basically had to go from living in a house to living in an apartment in a bad neighborhood because that's all you could afford yourself, right? Or something along those lines. It's like going from living in a nice neighborhood, in a nice house. I'm hearing somewhat clean, somewhat clean house, to living in a neighborhood where like people's yards they're trashy, the houses are trashy, and just experiencing poverty like you've never experienced before. And literally, it's like you have someone here, maybe several of you have you're literally like, oh my God, is this the apocalypse right now? Are we you know, it feels post-apocalyptic. This neighborhood is like, it's like zombie land over here. But you're being advised to follow your joy, because that's going to help you tap into your inner skills, whether it's magical or mundane, your own inner skills and abilities, and the things that bring you joy. It's going to kind of reinforce itself. It's going to create momentum and an inertia. And they also reminded me about people stealing your joy, how sometimes people will try to diminish your light. This is you just basking in the glow, basking in the light of your joy and being happy. And somebody may have tried to steal that from you in some way. And it could be people in your environment where you're currently living. Sometimes people who live in environments like that are satisfied, and they have a lot of issues about people wanting better for themselves. Let's just put it that way. They have a lot of issues about that. And it's like they've been programmed to be satisfied with the bare minimum in life. They have been programmed to be satisfied with the bare minimum, and somebody has taught them or programmed them that if you want more, you think you're too good. You think you're too good, or you think you're better than other people if you want more for yourself. So someone's dealing with that as well. Okay. And into the future, we have the Page of Cups here, inventiveness, as I previously stated. This is you learning. You're going to be learning a whole lot more about yourself and how to continue to tap into your creative forces, whether that's magical or mundane, as I said. Tuning into your own intuition, because you learned something with this situation, with this person. You knew something was wrong. You knew something was wrong with them. With this King of Pentacles, this person who was portrayed themselves to be so super loyal and so, you know, and so financially stable. You knew something was wrong. You had a gut feeling, and you followed it. You trusted yourself. And of course you had reinforcements. You had someone else to confirm. I'm seeing that very strongly. You had someone else to confirm, or someone else to help guide you to the proof and the evidence that you needed in order to move, in order to get out of this, you know, or to be in an Eight of Cups situation where you're picking up your stuff and you're moving out, or you're moving on towards your Ten of Cups. You're moving towards your joy. You're moving towards what's going to make you happy, not constantly trying to appease other people and make them happy. You got to focus on what's making you happy right now, because you're the one with the intuition, and you're the one who has the gut feelings that knows, actually. And this is what you're realizing. You're like, I have intuition. For some of you, you know things. And you're realizing that. You've realized that from this situation, that this really solidified, whatever this was, this really solidified the fact that you have a gut sense about things, you know, and you're really going to follow it. And with the Hierophant in the reverse, this is like embracing being unconventional. People are going to see it as you turning your back on society and or the societal norms. For example, some of you are pulling your kids out of school and homeschooling. Some of you, I'm getting some anti-vaxxers. I'm very much in favor of vaccinations. However, I do think that you should do your research, and I'm also against kids getting too many vaccines at once. I think it's better if you're going to get them vaccinated to do maybe like one shot at a time, that type of thing. But some of you are anti-vaxxers, and it's like that type of thing. It's, you know, pulling your kids out of school, not vaccinating them, kind of living off the grid. For some of you, for others of you, it's not going to church. It's like your relatives, if you're Catholic especially, I'm getting you turning your back on the Catholic Church, and your relatives could be all like up in arms or concerned about it, or they may not say it to your face. You're embracing alternate spirituality. You're embracing your own spirituality. It's like turning your back on organized religion and embracing your own spirituality for some of you. For others of you, oh, okay. What they're showing me here is whoever's living in like an inner city situation where the people around you are very much on welfare and food stamps and public assistance. This is you turning your back on that lifestyle, because the Hierophant represents public systems. It represents government systems. It represents social systems and also religious systems. And so for you, you're turning your back on being supported by the government. Okay. You're turning, like, you don't want to be supported by the government. You don't want to be on welfare. You don't want to be on food stamps. You're sick of it. You're sick of, you know, you almost feel like, and I can totally relate to that, you almost feel like it perpetuates poverty. Like you almost feel like it keeps you down, like, and keeps you in that cycle of poverty, because you have to maintain the status, right? You have to maintain your status as being eligible for those things, as being eligible for public assistance, as being eligible for TANF, for SNAP benefits and all that stuff. And so it's like you feel like by being on it that you don't want to get stuck in that cycle. So, and for some people, this could be generational, could be a generational cycle of poverty and a generational cycle, although they didn't have public assistance, because my mom's from an older generation and she talks about that, how they have free lunches at the parks for kids and stuff, and she's just amazed. She's like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Oh, when we were little kids, we would have loved this so much. We were hungry and, you know, things like that. But for some of you, it's multi-generational. Being on public assistance has been multi-generational, going back to your grandparents. And so yes, so you could have felt very defeated. They're just guiding me back to this. You could have felt very defeated when this situation didn't pan out, when you discovered whatever it was that you discovered, whatever your intuition was telling you about this King of Pentacles and this person who was allegedly so loyal to you, or allegedly, you know, they demand loyalty out of other people, and they portray themselves to be loyal only to get loyalty from others, but they are not actually loyal, is what I'm getting. So I don't know if that's what you discovered, or if that's what this person, this psychic person, told you, but that's what I'm seeing with this person, with this loyal person. And you demanded loyalty, you demanded respect, is what I'm getting. So anyhow, I hope you found this reading helpful. If it didn't resonate with you, feel free to check one of the other readings, or check my channel for other pick a card readings. Or you can book a reading with me. The link is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day. Take care. Bye.